We know that the per diem calculation for PDPM is made up of the five case mix adjusted groups and the non-case mix adjusted component. Three of these case mix groups are further adjusted using the variable per diem adjustment. So let's take a closer look at what we've got. Days 1 through 3 of the stay, the NTA component is multiplied by a adjustment factor of 3. So for the first 3 days of the stay, that case mix adjusted rate calculated for the NTA is going to be multiplied by 3. All of those 6 components are going to be added together to give you that daily per diem for days 1 through 3. And again, this is before any wage adjusted calculations. Days 4 through 20, there are no adjustments. So whatever the case mix adjusted rate is calculated from the MDS, all 5 of those plus the non-case mix are going to be added together, and that's going to get us our daily rate for days 4 through 20. Starting on day 21, the PT and OT component are going to start decreasing. When PPS first started back in 1998, part of the law was that there was going to be adjustment based on the MDS schedule. And back then, the MDS schedule was what did that adjustment. We had 5, 14, 30, 60, 90-day assessment. Later, the COT and EOT came into play, and that is no longer the case. We have one required assessment. So in order to meet that law requirement, the CMS decided that starting at day 21, which is generally when services start to decrease based on their calculation and research, that the PT and OT case mix adjusted rate will be decreased by 2% every 7 days. So days 21 through 100, every 7 days, there's going to be a decrease only in that PT and OT case mix adjusted rate. SLP never changes, nursing never changes, NTA never changes after day 3. So let's take a look at an example with Mr. Elderberry, and we're using fictional rates here. So we have a PT component of TC, OT, TC, SLP, SA, nursing HBC2, and NTA of NE. And we have all of our case mix adjusted rates listed here. So for days 1 through 3, we are going to multiply that NTA case mix adjusted rate by 3. So in this case, the NTA case mix adjusted rate based on what was coded on the MDS was $82.77. That's going to be multiplied by 3. So for days 1, 2, and 3 of the stay, the NTA component is going to be $248.31. Add that with the other components, that will give us a per diem rate of $824.56. Days 4 through 20, no adjustment, so we are going to get that flat per diem rate, case mix adjusted rate, $659.02. And again, we do not have the wage adjustments applied here. This is just looking at that straight case mix adjustment. Now here, let's take a look at days 21 through 100. Starting on day 21, the PT and OT component are going to decline by 2% every 7 days. So in addition to the case mix adjustment, there will also be the variable per diem adjustment, which will multiply the PT rate and the OT rate, in this case by 0.98, to get us that total calculation of $654.68 for days 21 through 27. And here we see the calculation for days 28 through 34 goes another decline of 2%, and the PT and OT component are now going to be multiplied by 0.96, and this will give us our total per diem rate of $650.35.